Hey guys, it's Dr. Carl Baird here, and today I'm going to show you how to create a super bill for a cash-based chiropractic practice. So having this ability to create a super bill is really important for a cash-based practice because a lot of people, even though they know they're not going in-network, their insurance has what are called out-of-network benefits where they could submit this super bill that has all the information, the diagnostic codes, the NPI numbers, and all of that insurance need to bill, and they actually send a reimbursement check directly to the patient. And so it's important to have this available if you're a cash-based practice so people can still get some reimbursement if they're coming to see you, even though you don't accept their insurance. So to do this, there's a couple ways. There's a lot of ways to create a super bill. I've done a few of them over the course of my career. The one that I've landed on that I really like for creating a professional looking super bill is called this waveapps.com. So you want to make sure it's this Wave app. So if you just Google Wave software, a couple things come up. So you want to make sure it's this Wave apps. It's an accounting software, so it does a lot of different things, but we just use it for the super bill portion, and it's free, which is the other thing that is obviously great about it. Now, when you log in, or you need to create an account, so you create an account and then you log in, and it'll take you to, when you log in, this is kind of the front page of it. So to get to creating a super bill, what you're going to do is just go over here to sales. You're going to go to invoices, and it'll take you to this page. And then you're just going to come over here, create a new invoice. So before you get started, you're going to add all of your company info. So it's pretty easy. You're just going to add your company logo, company name, clinic address, clinic phone number. Now, the things that are really important on a super bill for the insurance company, you need to make sure that you have your NPI number and your tax ID number right here. And then your email address is also helpful as well. So you just enter that in once. This Wave app, it saves it. So you don't need to enter this in every time you create a super bill. Once it's in there, it's saved. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create our first super bill. So first thing you want to do, add a customer. Again, these are saved, but we're just going to create a new customer. You enter their name, call her Jane Doe. Again, if you want to add their email and phone number, sometimes that's helpful as well. You save. So again, now we're creating this for Jane Doe. Next thing is the date. So again, this is May 18th. So if I'm creating a super bill for somebody that I saw today, I just leave that the same. But let's say I'm creating a super bill for somebody I saw last week. You just click on the date, and you want it to match the date of the appointment because that's most likely when they paid you. So let's just say you can move it to May 11th for that as well. Great. Okay. And so then let's add the services. So it really depends on what you actually did that day. So I'll show you a few different super bills, but let's just say we did an exam. So I've obviously have everything that I bill out here, but let's just say it's not in there yet. You create a new item. You would say initial exam, and then you would add the price. So let's just say you charge $199. And that's really all you need to do. Next, the other thing that at the very bottom here is you're going to add the date of service. Again, I know it's kind of repetitive because you did it up there, but you want to make sure that it's crystal clear when you did it. And the provider. So again, if you have multiple people in your clinic or if it's just you just add your information. And then the other thing is the diagnostic codes. So for chiropractic, I really keep it very simple with the chiropractic codes, whatever the joint dysfunctions for the adjustments. And then I always add in, I do soft tissue work. So I'll do, that's muscle dysfunction, M79.1. And the last thing, which I almost forgot we don't want to do, is we want to do the CPT code. So again, for initial exam, what I use most of the time is a 99203. So you want to make sure that everything is in there. So we got what we did. We've got the code here. We've got the data service. We've got the provider. We've got the diagnostic codes. And then again, we've got the NPI and tax info up there. So once we have all that down, we're going to hit save and continue. And this is where it gets a little tricky. We don't want to skip this step. So you can kind of look at the draft. This is what it looks like. And so if everything, again, you just want to make sure the date's right, just make sure everything's correct. You're going to approve the draft. But before you send it over, hit skip sending, because we want to record this payment. You can see right here, it's saying that they didn't pay, but odds are if you're a cash-based clinic, they've already paid you for this thing. So we want to record a payment so it shows the insurance company knows that your client has paid for it. So again, make sure that the date of the payment matches the date of the exam. So we did the 11th, so let's mark it back to the 11th. This doesn't matter too much because I don't use this for accounting. If I use this software for accounting, I could be a little more clear, but I always just do credit card, cash on hand, submit. Perfect. So now you can see what that did is they paid on May 11th, $199. So they don't owe the clinic anything. So the insurance company knows that they already paid for it. Now from there, if you want to, you just export it as a PDF. So this is what I usually do. You can send it directly from Wave, but I usually export it as a PDF. So I have a copy of it. And then you can see this is what it looks like. So again, this is what you can send to your or what you can send to your client so that they can then send it to the insurance company. It's got the NPI, got the tax number, it's got your what you did with the CPT code, they've got the data service, the provider, and the diagnostic codes. And that is everything that an insurance company would need to bill. So let me show you that. Again, it's a little bit easier for a just a single visit like that, like the initial exam. But let's go ahead and show you for a longer visit where there's multiple, there's a chiropractic, maybe some manual therapy, maybe with some therapeutic exercise. I'll just go ahead and create another invoice. So again, this is already saved in there if you've added it in, so you won't need to add it in again. Let's go to Jane Doe. Okay. Perfect. And choose the date that you want for that one. And then let's go spinal manipulation. So again, we charge basically what the Medicare is going to pay you for. Make sure that you add the diagnostic code or the CPT code. Too many codes. That's why I'm a cash-based chiropractic clinic. I memorized these 3 codes and then I'm good. Okay. So then let's say we also did some manual therapy. So I did 15 visit of manual therapy. That's the 97140. And then we did the therapeutic exercise. Perfect. So as you can see, this equals 168 is what they paid. Now, for me in particular, I charge $249 for the hour. So what I do is generally what my appointments look like is a treatment's about 15, 20 minutes of spinal manipulation and manual therapy. So again, the manual therapy needs to be about 15 minutes. So I keep that at 1. And then we do about 45 minutes of therapeutic exercise. So I change that to a 3. So that makes it to 276, but I only charge people $249 for the visit. So what you can do is create a discount, a time of service discount. I call them these performance therapy visits, and you can actually make it negative $27. So it saves them $27, and that brings it down to that $249. And then you add in the same thing. Data service, I won't type it all in because you've seen that before, the provider and the diagnostic codes. Enter those in the notes. There's no way to save that in there, so you just have to type it out every time. Save and continue. And again, same thing. You're going to look it over, make sure all the information, the date is the same, the price is $249, what they paid, that you entered in that and that. You can see with the therapeutic exercise, I forgot to enter the 97110. So I would want to go back and add that in to make sure that's there. And again, make sure all of that's there. But if it looks good, then you approve draft. You're going to skip sending because you got to record the payment. You're going to record that payment. I always just do credit card, cash on hand, and submit. So again, it doesn't really matter because I don't use this for my accounting. So what the software actually does with it, I'm not too concerned about. Good. And then export as a PDF so you can save it. And usually I just email it over to the patients. It's nice to have it on file because sometimes they lose it. And so it's nice to just be able to have it saved somewhere so you can send it to them again. Good. But so it's got all the information, shows that they paid. Again, I would want the code, the data service provider codes, but that's what it looks like. So that is how you create a Superbill using the Wave apps. Again, I've tried it a few different ways. This, I think, looks the most professional and is accepted most of the time if somebody has out-of-network benefits. So there you have it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much.